MSEC 2000. Await MSEC 2000. I gracefully integrate dances with fighting, and I'm in perfect condition right now. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Salute practice. I wonder how Captain Sakifua will score me. limits! Focus! Surpass your limits! Must maintain composure. Bursting!
Is something bothering you, Shirley?
Miss Lin has been filling me in on exactly what's going on with Dr. Rubilia these past few days. It looks like Miss Lyra and her colleagues might have found a way to rouse the doctor. Her neural activity is increasing every day. But we're all a bit worried about what form exactly our reunion will take when the good doctor wakes. These concerns have prompted Archon Larson to transfer the doctor to the Silver Coast Research Station. What do you think? Do you think Dr. Rubilia will be back to her old self? Or something other than human?
I don't think the process has stripped Dr. Rubilia of her human capacity for reason and thinking. Her actions seem to have a clear purpose. Like how she sent a message to Lin using the puppet singer. Or how she made contact with Ruby in a dream to try to transmit a message to Miroria. And when she bravely ventured alone into the abyss, she also left us with invaluable visual records in her lab and along the way. I think she must have prepared for the possibility that those who might come after her, like us, would need guidance. She must know what she's doing.
Think of the sacrifices she's made to understand these gray space entities, and how horrible it must be to keep at arm's length, treated as something potentially dangerous and inhuman. I can't help feeling that we have not done right by her.
It's a tough situation, but when she made these decisions, she must have had an inkling of what might happen.
I just hope everything she's done will turn out worthwhile in the end.
Executor, Miss Shirley, apologies for the intrusion.
What is it, Lyra?
I just picked up a message from the Silver Coast Research Station. Dr. Rubilia has awoken and revealed some very important information for all of us. Lin is already on her way there, and I wanted to ask you to come with me to help assess the situation.
Understood. We'll leave at once.
The doctor was only able to rouse herself briefly, which allowed for a short interaction with us. Then she returned to her isolation pod. She released some kind of black fog that has obscured all our attempts to observe what's going on inside the pod. Subsequent attempts at communication have met with no reply.
I see. And so what did she tell you?
She said that large numbers of gray space entities have been summoned by the Hive Mother and are heading for the deep ocean near Innis, where there are some things they are very interested in.
What's this Hive Mother? A gray space entity that's higher up the chain of command?
I'm afraid a definitive answer may require the doctor's input. Our main concern right now lies in Innis. The doctor has already warned us numerous times that the second city is in extreme danger. That is, if we are to trust her words. Archon Larson has already put patrols near Innis on high alert, but recently we haven't received any reports of a gray space entity intrusion, which is perhaps even more disconcerting than if we had. It's possible the gray space entities have found a way to cloak their arrival via an as-yet undetected method. My next question would be, what exactly is attracting them to the area? Director Ava, did Rubilia say anything more detailed in regard to Innis?
No, and I'm afraid she did not appear to be in the best state of mind. She claimed to be suffering under the effects of the Hive Mother's will, and that she was not able to interact much at all with us as a result. Moreover, she soon disappeared back into the black fog I mentioned. Stasis chamber data anomaly. Miss Lin, the doctor said...
I can hear you.
Rubilia.
But the Hive Mother can hear you too.
Where is the Hive Mother?
In my head, whatever I see, whatever I hear, she hears and sees. And I can't escape her, even in this pod.
She can sense your surroundings somehow? Using your eyes?
Any gray space entity can become the eyes and ears of the Hive Mother if she so chooses. Nor can I do anything to resist her will. I know that when she looks at me, she can see whatever I see. Right now, when the bulk of her attention is still focused on the Ennis artifact under the sea, I can maybe conceal a little bit of what I'm thinking from her. But I'm not sure how long that will last.
What is this artifact under the sea that Innis possesses?
I don't know. I can't fully comprehend the will of the Hive Mother. All I know is she's calling me, and the call is getting stronger and stronger. She needs all of her millions of children to go and release her.
Release her?
The Hive Mother herself is currently imprisoned within a cage of black stone. But the power of the cage is gradually weakening. And when finally that cage is broken, the Hive Mother will reemerge fully into our world.
A cage of black stone? Could it be deep under the sea at Innis?
I can't get any kind of accurate sense of the Hive Mother's current location. Perhaps there is a pocket of abnormal space, like the confounding abyss near Innis.
It's difficult to imagine what kind of person could have the power to cage the Hive Mother. But I suspect the Blackstone ruins left in the confounding abyss may be their handiwork as well.
I don't know much about that. I have no access to the minds of those powerful abyssins. But as for the inferior, younger gray space entities, they do not have the ancient memories of the Hive Mother, nor seek to continue her ancient grievances. I'm still trying to establish closer contact with them, and some kind of rapport. But I feel like the closer I get, the less human I become. I just don't know if I can. If I can.
Rubilia?
The stasis chamber's readout has returned to normal. Her consciousness is fading.
Listen carefully. She is keeping a close eye on me. I have to retreat back into the fog. She can use all my senses for her own purposes. Only the fog blocks her vision. Innis, you have to stop her.
If what the doctor just said is true, then I'm afraid the entire region may not be the friendly human habitat we imagined. I will inform Hycros headquarters of what has transpired here and request urgent reinforcements. We will have to prepare for the worst.
It doesn't look like the doctor is capable of many conversations in her present state, Archon Larson. But she must know even more than what she's managed to reveal.
Yes. We'll have to see whether we can minimize or cut off the Hive Mother's influence. It might help to stabilize her. Lyra, can I leave that to you? Dr. Clive will provide all the necessary resources.
Yes, sir.
For the time being, Dr. Rubilia will have to remain confined within her pod. We can't risk bringing her back to Meroria at this stage. Director Eva, an executor team led by Captain Merrill will help you shore up the research station's defenses.
Yes, sir.
As for Inners, Lynn, can you organize a team to investigate? And if necessary, we may need to stagger an evacuation of Inners' population to Meroria.
Understood.
Time is against us. I suggest using the long-range space rift located within the station to reach Innis directly.
And as for Rubilia, she's in your hands.
Don't worry, Miss Lynn. We'll look after her.
Very well. Executor, Shirley, let's go.
Sorry for delaying your important mission, Lynn.
Is the space rift out of action?
It seems so. Strange. It was working just fine 5 minutes ago. then, when I was running some basic system checks, suddenly, I couldn't locate the space rift beacon in Innis.
And why could that be?
Well, we're running diagnostics to see if the machine is malfunctioning, but it could be a problem with the relay station or inner zone space rift. Yes, hello? Did you manage to get in touch with the technician in Inners? Oh, what's that? Then... and Outpost 10? Okay, got it. Bad news. Something's happened to Outpost 10. We've lost contact with it.
And where is Outpost 10?
In the ring-shaped river valley not too far away. Outpost 10 is responsible for servicing our telecommunications and space rift networks with Innis. A problem of this magnitude with Outpost 10 means we've lost contact with Innis altogether. I don't think it's a coincidence. I suspect the outpost may well have already come under Gray Space Entity's attack. Shelley, please inform Ms. Lyra about this at once. The Executor and I will investigate it personally.
Okay, understood.
Hear the news? Something's happened to Outpost 10.
Don't tell me you're coming too.
Of course I am. Archon Larson is quite concerned. I'll wait for you up ahead.
Any news?
I've been trying to make contact with the outpost for a while, but there's no response. It seems something really did happen.
Could it just be a problem with the outpost's communications equipment?
If it was just an equipment malfunction, the outpost would have already gotten someone to inform us. But we've heard nothing from them. But if the place had indeed come under Gray Space Entity's attack, the Executor there would have notified headquarters right away. We haven't picked up any message of the sort. No request for reinforcements, nothing. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless the outpost's defenders were taken out so quickly that they didn't even have time to get a simple message out.
But no ordinary Gray Space entity is capable of taking out an entire outpost's executor team and other defense personnel that quickly. Tianlong, which executor is currently on duty there?
I think her name is... Umi? Relatively new. I have only met her a couple of times.
Let's go. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Stay sharp, everybody. I'm detecting Gray Space Entity activity nearby.
So the outpost really was attacked.
now!
You can't do...
MSEC 2000, awaiting your... I gracefully integrate dance... MSEC 2000. I gracefully integrate dances with fighting, and I'm in perfect condition right now. Thank you. Fleeting moment. No wings blue! Absolute focus! My heart is bursting! Absolute focus! MSEC 2000 reporting in. New resources acquired. White flash. Eliminate the target. Fleeting moment. A good discovery. I'm taking it back to the security force. Surpass your limits! Absolute focus! Eliminate the target! MSEC 2000 reporting in. New resources acquired. Decide now. That'll cost me some points. No wings blue. Bleeding moment. My heart is bursting. Surpass your limits! Eliminate the target! White flash! Surpass your limits! Salute practice. I wonder how Captain Sakifua will score me. Item data submitted to the Security Forces Data Processing Center. Decide now!
Stay sharp, everybody. I'm detecting gray space entity activity nearby.
So the outpost really was attacked.
Absolute focus!
Officer Lin. District 7 Executor in Training Umi reporting.
So you're Umi?
Yes, Officer Lin.
Just call me Lin. What happened to your outpost? Meroria has been unable to get in touch.
I've just returned myself. I was ordered to hunt down several gray space entities en route to attack the outpost when I intercepted their distress signal. I hurried back immediately.
Proper procedure requires that you immediately relay news of the attack on the outpost to headquarters. Leaving your post like that was not your call to make.
I'm sorry, madam. Lin?
And what of your colleagues at the outpost?
I don't know. On my way back, I was soon ambushed by enemies. And after that, I encountered you.
I'm detecting faint signs of life in one of the lower areas, as well as signs of gray space entity activity.
The outpost should have a built-in safe house for emergencies. Maybe the survivors hid inside.
Right! The safe house is located below. I'll take you there. What?
The Hatcher is a special kind of gray space entity only recently discovered. Strange to find them here.
Look! The missing personnel!
Stop looking around. Get rid of the enemy first.
Surpass your limits! White flash! Night strike! White flash! Absolute focus! Decide now! Falling angel! Fleeting moment! Surpass your limit! Snow wings blue! My heart is bursting! Decide now! Surpass your limit! Decide now!
I performed a thorough check. They appear to have simply passed out. No sign of injury or loss of life.
They just passed out? Why would the gray space entities leave survivors? We've never seen anything like that before.
It may be a characteristic unique to Hatchers. What do you think, Umi?
I've never seen one before, so I have no idea. Sorry.
Notify headquarters of what's happened, Tianlong. Ask them to send a crew at once to pick up the injured. Also, Shirley, are you still picking up nearby gray space entity activity?
There are no more stable gray space entity signals nearby.
Miss Shirley, you can detect gray space entities? That's extraordinary. Oh, it takes us a whole host of complicated machinery to accomplish the same thing.
I've asked Shelley to make a few upgrades to my powers. I can't claim to detect them from very far away, but it does come in handy.
Incredible. Do you think that I could also...
Enough chit-chat. We've got a mission to do. Umi, do you think that the outpost's equipment is still in good working order? Headquarters has to re-establish contact with Innes ASAP.
I'll have a look now.
Let's also try to collect any clues we can nearby. We may have eliminated all the gray space entities within the outpost, but we still need to figure out exactly how they managed to mount such an effective assault.
Flash!
Oh no, I wasn't able to restart the system.
Why? What's wrong?
The signal base station we used to connect to Innes is malfunctioning, and I can't get the auto diagnostics to run. It needs a manual reset.
Signal base station. Weren't they built in the miasmic swamp ahead? Do you think they've also been attacked by the gray space entities?
Meroria always set up important field equipment like that with defensive force fields. No ordinary gray space entities would have the power to break through that. What concerns me more is that the base station came under attack at the same time as this outpost. In other words, we are not dealing with random events, but a coordinated plan by gray space entities with one clear goal: to cut off our connection to Innes.
Do you really think the gray space entities could... I mean, aren't they basically just wild animals running on instinct? Could they really pull off a coordinated maneuver like this?
Umi, do you really think they are simply wild animals without reason?
What do I think? I mean, I've only seen the most inferior of gray space entities, so I really couldn't know.
Tianlong, what's the word from headquarters?
They've sent a team to take over the site. Archon Larson wants us to go ahead and look into the anomalous base station in the miasmic swamp. We need to restore the network as soon as possible.
In that case, can I volunteer to protect the outpost until they arrive? My colleagues are still unconscious. If the gray space entities launch another attack, they could be in terrible danger.
No, you're coming with us. You know much more about what to expect in the miasmic swamp. And our highest priority right now is to repair the base station.
Then... how can we be sure that the outpost will remain safe?
We've already eliminated the local gray space entities, and the team from headquarters should arrive any minute now. I don't think it's a problem.
In that case, I'll lead the way.
A good discovery! I'm taking it back to the security force. MSEC 2000 reporting in. New resources acquired.
we are. It should be just ahead.
Very dense underbrush. Good to see the local ecosystem is thriving.
That is true to an extent, yes. A lot of animal and plant species would consider this something akin to heaven.
I wonder why Miroria never had the idea of setting up a settlement here.
By heaven, I didn't mean one for humans. Notice the thin mist up ahead? That's not water humidity. It's an airborne toxin harmful to humans.
An airborne toxin?
They once established an ecology research station here during the surface recolonization era. The place was home to quite a number of species human scientists had improved through genetic engineering. The gray space entities destroyed the station sometime later, setting the station's experiments loose into the surrounding environment. Most of the species quickly adapted, and indeed soon evolved into something approximating a fairly holistic ecosystem. Unfortunately, one of the accidental byproducts of this new ecosystem was a deadly toxin. Rainfall and high humidity disperse a lot more of the toxin into the air. In short, it's become a terrible place for human habitation.
Can I ask you how you came to know the history of the area, Officer Tianlong?
Oh, I just heard it in passing from some friends who had been stationed here. You know, it's a real shame. The place is obviously...
Let's chat about this later. Right now, Umi, we need your help navigating this complex terrain.
Right. There are 3 signal base stations here. Come with me.
Alert! Gray space entities ahead!
Not at all surprised, to be honest.
My heart is bursting.
We finally got rid of them.
Do you often see gray space entity activity around here?
We might come across a few wandering gray space entities from time to time, but not so many at once.
These are the least of my worries. What we should be concerned with is what may be waiting for us ahead.
Oh. There's not going to be some big, powerful monster watching us from the shadows, is there? I've never gone up against abyssins before.
Whatever the danger is, that's why we're here. Umi, you're going to have to lead the way.
Officer Lin, I suggest we split up for the next section.
Is that so?
The 3 base stations are located in different parts of the miasmic swamp. Going one by one will take a long time. It may be better to split up and handle all 3 at once.
But we're not familiar with the terrain here. It could be dangerous if we don't stick together.
True, but we don't have the luxury of time. Right now, our orders are to repair the base stations ASAP. I think Umi has a good point.
All right. It makes sense to work quickly.
Then I'll provide everyone with a map of the area. There you go.
Umi, how do you think we should split up?
Me?
You're the local expert. Your suggestion carries a lot of weight.
I would say... Base stations 1 and 3 are near our present location. Officer Lin and Tianlong, you could probably handle these 2 respectively. Base station 2 is the furthest, so as the local expert, I think I can lead Shirley and the Executor to tackle that one. And we should be more than capable of eliminating any gray space entities we may find along the way.
Oh, hey, I don't think that would be very smart.
Oh? Why is that?
Mainly because I don't have a good head for directions.
Shirley and I will handle Base Station 1. Umi, you take the Executor and Tian Long to Base Station 3. Then, if everything works out just fine, we can all rendezvous at Base Station 2.
And what if we run into trouble?
You should be able to handle yourself, right?
Well, when you put it like that, let's go. Umi, have you seen anything like this before?
Wow, cool flowers!
Cool flowers? We're in luck today. I think those flowers only form near an abyssant field.
We're in luck?
We're asking for trouble. Although, perhaps finding the trouble is more troublesome than the trouble itself.
How do you know these flowers are being produced by an abyssant field?
The abyssant is close. I can feel it. Also, I've lost contact with Lynn. Something's blocked our comms.
Huh?
Careful not to touch those things. I've never sensed an abyssant like this before.
Safe. At last.
It's important for members of the security force to keep their morale up.
Wow. So the gray space entities managed to get in here.
Absolute focus!
It's going to be pretty hard for just the three of us to fix damage this extensive.
Oh no! Darned abyssins!
Abyssins? No. I noticed that the nearby force field generators were not taken down by brute force. Someone must have just switched them off. But these force field generators can only be controlled from a console at Outpost 10. And special authorization is needed at that.
Tianlong, you mean someone working in the outpost switched off the force field generators?
A working hypothesis. I sincerely doubt gray space entities would have the power to crack a security system that strong. Otherwise...
No. Surely not. Maybe it was a simple equipment malfunction?
Well, I suppose we can't say anything for sure at this stage. Let's keep going. I'm eager to meet up with Lynn and the others at Base Station 2. Perhaps they figured something out we haven't.
Surpass your limits!
Whatever you do, don't come into contact with the threads around us. It's a trap.
Eliminate the target! Decide now. Eliminate the target! Absolute focus! Must maintain composure. Eliminate the absolute focus! Missing points. Eliminate the target!
all right. What about Umi? Have you seen her?
Umi? Maybe she's hiding somewhere.
Hiding? But we've eliminated the enemies.
She may not necessarily be hiding from our enemies.
What do you mean?
You haven't noticed that our new friend Umi has been acting a little strange?
Strange? Maybe a little.
So you've also noticed something is slightly amiss with Umi. Well,
She may just be an executor in training, but even so, she would have already undergone rigorous preparation. Failing to immediately report an attack on her outpost and leaving it on her own accord is a major dereliction of duty. But judging by Umi's reaction, I got the sense she didn't know what a serious infraction it was. Also, when Lin asked about survivors, Umi should have immediately suggested to check the safe house. She only led us there when Shirley said she had identified signs of life nearby.
exactly. She's been lying to us. And I think on more than one occasion. At first, I thought that she was just in shock. But it was very curious to me that she checked the outpost's comms network when Lin asked her to. She didn't notice how odd that sounded. Executors are responsible for protecting others. They aren't trained in how to operate an outpost's comms equipment, or even have the access to it. But Umi did not have any trouble with either. She must have stolen access keys from those unconscious technicians. What I wonder is, how she managed to learn the system so well. Of course, it's possible that she didn't really check the systems like Lin asked, but I think it's safe to conclude something very strange is going on.
Do you think Miss Lin also noticed that something was off?
It's safe to say, yes. Lin is very careful, and Umi's subterfuge has been clumsy, to say the least. Let's go and meet up with them.
Hey, what about Umi? Shouldn't we try to find her?
Don't worry. She will find us when she wants to.
Huh? But won't we get lost without her?
I've made my fair share of visits to this plant collector's paradise, so I'm familiar with the area.
Oh? I thought you said you didn't have a good head for directions.
I was just playing along with Umi. Come on, don't fall behind.
Fleeting moment. Decide now. The security force's morale must be shown to all Meroria.
No signs of Lynn or Shirley yet? Seems we're the first to arrive.
Or perhaps they ran into trouble?
If that's so, I think they should be able to handle it. It's a shame the equipment here isn't in better condition. It's going to take us several days at least to restore everything.
If we can't fix the base station for several days, do we have any other ways to go to Innis?
Without a space rift, the only way to get there would be the deep-sea tunnels.
Deep-sea tunnels?
Yes, a primitive accessway established during the founding of the Second City for the transportation of materials, equipment, and personnel. The later establishment of stable space rift networks with Meroria rendered the tunnels mostly obsolete. There's an entrance to the tunnels quite close to here, just over there.
Is that Umi?
Let's go and see what's happening over there.
Item data submitted to the Security Forces Data Processing Center.
Miss Lynn? Miss Lynn, help me!
Really, very careless. The game is up, Amy. You can't lie to us anymore.
When did you figure it out?
Almost right away. You're a poor actress.
You're all done for. White flash. Five now. My heart is thirsty. Eliminate the target. Decide now. Falling angel. My heart is thirsty. Past the limits. Night strike. Must maintain composure. Eliminate the target! right now!
She's unconscious, but alive.
Just like the other members of the outpost?
Yes. That gray space entity didn't kill them, just manipulated them like puppets.
These parasitic gray space entities represent a whole new threat to humanity. They're clearly much more difficult to defend against than classic entities. We have to pass on the news immediately to headquarters.
What should we do about this muddy one? Eliminate it? Or bring it back for Lyra's team to study?
We'll bring it back. It's an extremely valuable specimen. Tianlong, can I leave the safe handling of that thing to you?
I'd rather...
What about Umi? The gray space entity has left her body, but is she back to normal?
I think that she should be alright.
Ow! Where am I? Umi, you're awake! Huh? Who are... Officer Lin! Officer Lin! District 7 Executor in Training Umi reporting!
Just call me Lin. Umi, what do you remember of the last several hours?
The last thing I remember is, I was training?
Training?
No, I was on patrol. Yes, patrol.
So, she doesn't remember. Actually, a gray space entity had taken control of your body. Caused us no small inconvenience, by the way.
Huh?
There's no need to intimidate her. She's just as much a victim of the gray space entities as any other members of the outpost. And I'm sure they need a thorough medical check. We should head back.
Huh? But what about this mess here? And shouldn't we be heading to the tunnels to go to Innis?
Headquarters can send someone and fix up the outpost. In terms of the tunnels, they haven't been used for quite some time. It's hard to say if they're even still serviceable. I think we should head back to headquarters and discuss the next step.
All right then, as you say.
You've brought back a very valuable specimen, a new kind of parasitic gray space entity we've never seen. It will be immensely helpful to Dr. Clive in his research.
Apart from Umi herself, I think it's likely other members of Outpost 10 also fell under the gray space entity's control. I recommend putting them into isolation for observation.
Okay, I'll arrange it. But unfortunately, our current technology has no way of identifying if someone was under control of one of these parasitic gray space entities.
Parasites can hide themselves well within their host. When Umi was parasitized, I couldn't detect any gray space entity signals inside her body. We would have all been deceived if Miss Lin hadn't noticed what was wrong with her.
Perhaps we can have Dr. Rubilia take a look at them?
Right. Rubilia might be able to identify controlled individuals quickly. My main concern is that there may be more insidious, longer-term parasitic effects at play. Also, I'm worried that...
I understand. I'm sure that Umi and her colleagues are not the first humans to come under parasitic control. Our best bet right now is to keep the whole affair as low-key as possible. We wouldn't want to start a panic. Archon Larson has already ordered an urgent investigation into this new species of gray space entity, but determining its exact capabilities and what other effects it may have could be a lengthy process. You can leave those questions with us, Lynn. Archon Larson has another mission for you.
He wants us to go to Innis through the tunnels?
Yes, right now whatever is happening to Innis is our highest priority. Since the miasmic swamp base stations are out of action for the time being, the deep-sea tunnels are the only way to get there. But the tunnel network is a real labyrinth, and we can't discount the possibility of gray space entities or other dangerous creatures lurking within. You're going to need someone familiar with the tunnel's layout.
I can guide you. Greetings. I'm Icarus. Operation codename? Mook.
Mr. Icarus.
Lyra? Lynn?
Icarus, you're back?
Yes. Archon Elric asked me to assist as soon as he heard of the issues surrounding Vera. And you are the Executor and Miss Shirley, correct? Greetings. I'm Icarus. Operation codename Mook.
Mook? You're the leader of the Mook squad?
Yes.
Icarus and his squad had been posted to Innis for quite some time, so you've never had the opportunity to meet until now.
And I'm afraid I'd be stuck in an S2 if I hadn't been ordered back to District 9.
You don't seem too worried about Innis's situation.
Shiro had detected an anomalous change in the ocean environment several days ago, so we'd asked Archon Fiona to make preparations before this incident developed. I'm confident that Innes will remain safe, even if they've lost contact with Meroria for now.
Icarus, you were just saying you could guide us? So exactly how familiar are you with the tunnels?
Archon Fiona once showed me the blueprints of the entire tunnel network, and I also carried out a few simple exploration missions there in the past. You can trust me to be your guide.
All right then. I'll leave re-establishing contact with Innis to you, Lynn, the Executor, and Shirley. Archon Larson needs Tian Long to stay in Meroria to handle another urgent matter.
Okay, then we should go as soon as we're ready.
You're finally here. What's the matter? Where's the fire? I just borrowed an Omnium extractor from Zero, but I don't really understand that tiny device. I'm wondering if you could help. You've used it before, after all. Omnium extractor? What are you doing? An Omnium collection droid designed by me was damaged by the gray space entities when on duty, and all its samples were lost. Gray space entity attack? Didn't that droid take care of safeguarding measures? Gray space entities aren't often seen in the area where the droid was sent, so Saki only assigned one Special Forces agent to protect it. Long story short, it didn't work as planned. Saki must be giving that poor fella a stern lecture as we speak. Great. Now we have to go collect the samples ourselves. Oh, don't be reluctant. Close buddies like us gotta help each other out, am I right? Besides, I don't even know how to use that extractor. If I somehow break it, Zero will be mad at me. So, let's team up and get the job done in no time. Let's go to the security force and find Saki. I hope that poor thing is doing all right.
Do you realize what you're doing? Your mission was to protect the collection droids from gray space entities, not go a fighting them.
I'm just thinking.
What's your mission?
Protect the Omnium collection droid.
Where's the droid?
It's damaged.
Why were you unable to get things done?
Because I encountered an unexpected enemy and if I didn't deal with it.
Alice, is this how you complete missions as a member of the Special Forces? Why didn't you call for backup when you encountered an unexpected enemy? Why didn't you rely on everyone else as soon as possible? Why did you have to fight by yourself?
I understand.
Go get Class B punishment from the data center. 3 days of confinement and a penalty log for review.
Yes, Captain.
Saki.
You're here, Shelley. Do you have the Omnium extractor?
Got it. I also have the executor with me. The two of us will go collect some Omnium samples on the surface.
Captain Fua?
Don't call me Captain. Do you need something else?
I want to help Miss Shelley and the executor with collecting Omnium on the surface.
Huh? You want to make up for it?
Yes. I have unshirkable responsibility for the damages to the device. Please, give me a chance to make up for it, Captain.
Go get ready. We'll be starting soon.
Roger, Captain Fua.
I told you, don't call me Captain. If you do well during this mission, I'll consider it a make-up for the punishment and confinement. But the review isn't negotiable. The mission takes priority, so write it when you get back.
Roger. Captain Fua?
Saki, I'm wondering if you're a little too harsh on her? I've never seen you like this.
Such reckless behavior. Even if she holds such a status, I want her to know I'm very angry. Besides, I'm her captain now, and I'm responsible for the safety of my team.
Loosen up a bit, will you? Just let it slide. It'll be fine.
Do you think I'm done?
All right. Are we feeling better now?
Even if a month has passed now, I still feel terrible whenever I see her.
This is the best result that we could have hoped for. At least she came back unharmed.
Are you talking about Alice?
I'll tell you. If you're going on a mission together, I must tell you about Alice. But I hope you'll keep it a secret.
I will.
Alice is the former Special Forces captain, codenamed MSEC-002.
Alice? She...
It all started during an incident many years ago. At that time, there was a flaw in the Meroria defense force field, which allowed abyssins with specific energy pulses to breach the force field and enter Meroria. The accident occurred that day. The gray space entities breached the force field and were about to invade Meroria. The Special Forces captain at the time, Alice, was the first to discover the situation and arrive at the scene. She risked her life and fought the gray space entities on her own until Meroria's forces arrived. The crisis was averted, but she too fell before their eyes. Alice is our hero. After that incident, the flaw in the defense force field was rectified. Now, gray space entities will never breach its defenses while the force field is active. Very few knew her name, as they usually used her codename at the time, 002. But I knew it, because we spent every day and night together. Everyone thought she died in that battle until she reported to the security force after making a full recovery. Though it had been a very long time, and her appearance had changed drastically, to the point that she was absolutely unrecognizable. But I knew. She was definitely Alice. My former captain!
Saki...
After that, did you two reunite?
Unfortunately, she'd lost all her memories as MSEC-002.
Memory loss?
Yes. I found out later that the Department of Science and Technology did everything they could to save her, and it was a miracle she survived. Because the cause of her memory loss still remained unknown, and in order to avoid an adverse effect to her mental state, Archon Larson instructed me to pass down a gag order to all relevant personnel who are aware of her identity. Now, she's a new member. MSEC 2000.
Saki.
But don't worry. I'll adjust my mindset to it all.
Miss Shelley, Executor. I'm ready. Environmental conditions are normal. I've checked the spatial fluctuations in our target destination against gray space entity signals, and the possibility of encountering them is low. I've prepared the necessary supplies. Even if we encounter an issue with the space-time transmission device, it's enough to sustain us for 2 weeks until the rescue team gets to us.
That's very thoughtful of Alice.
It is necessary. I did screw up the mission, and I should have done my homework. Just in case something unexpected occurred.
Don't take it personally, Alice. Cheer up a bit and off we go.
Okay. Don't forget your words. Okay. For this Omnium collection task, we'll need samples from various environments. And that means we must travel to different places and cover all kinds of sources, including air, water, soil, animals, plants, and so on. I've sent the relevant locations to your terminal.
There are so many places to go.
Now you see what you've done. You even dragged me and the Executor down with you.
I understand.
Hey, go collect some from the center of the lake, will you? I'm not a very good swimmer, you see. Okay. Thank you. It's a rare opportunity to chill out in the neighborhood. Oh, I mean, I will do some further investigations nearby.
Don't go too far, Miss Shelley. It's dangerous around here.
All right. Over there. Come on, let's go. I'm drowning! Help! Please, someone save me!
Miss Shelley, try straightening out your leg and see if you can reach the lake bed of the oasis.
Straighten it?
Yes, straighten it.
I'm learning to swim. I'm just bored, so I figured I could learn something new. Check out my Shelley-style strokes. What do you think? Ain't I professional?
This pool steps are around that of a children's swimming pool. It's quite perfect for you.
Well, why does it feel like I'm secretly ridiculing Shelley for being short? Alice, how many times have you been on surface missions?
This is my second time.
It's only your second time?
Oh, yes. I screwed up the first time, too.
Don't take it personally, Alice. Saki's bark is worse than her bite.
Yes, I understand.
Guys, we must get going. The next step is to collect animal samples.
Fleeting moment.
We need to set off to the next location. Where is Shelley?
I don't know. I just heard Miss Shelley mention collecting samples from other locations, and then I couldn't find her anywhere. She even told me not to follow her when she left.
Isn't that Shelley?
Sure looks like it.
Hey! You over there! Don't just stand there! Save me! We should help her, huh?
Miss Shelley, are you practicing your tree climbing skills?
Yes! Exactly!
Then, I'll leave you to it. Oh, and if you want to train more efficiently, I recommend using phosphorus oak trees for their lower friction coefficient.
Hey! Don't go! Help me out! Let's help her. Isn't the gooseneck beast supposed to be friendly and easy to play with?
Miss Shelley, were you attacked because you provoked those gooseneck beasts?
No, it's just an accident. Let's go collect some plant samples. And why are you looking at me? Let's go. place to go. We're finally almost done. All that's left is the air and soil. And once we're done, you can report to that strict captain of yours, Alice.
The captain is pretty strict with us. Many of the rookies this year call her the devil behind her back. Also, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm taking the brunt of it. The captain seems to be exceptionally strict with me. I didn't do anything to offend her, did I? I tried to prepare myself for this, but I still didn't expect it to be this painful. It's even harder than before. I used to dream of becoming a figure skater, and I went through a lot of hard training for it.
Alice, why didn't you continue with your dream instead of joining the security force?
Come here, Executor. Look at where I'm pointing at. What do you see?
The boundless desert, the creatures in it, and Meroria.
Meroria. It's a very strange place, isn't it? A city of survival that the people of Vera rely on. I've always felt that Meroria is a lighthouse on the coast, in this endless desert, guiding lost ships back home. So long as Meroria stands, it serves as a harbor for the hearts and minds of the people of Vera, regardless of the despair and cruelty of life there. In Vera, there is hope that it will become better one day. The arrival of gray space entities brought new suffering to Meroria. The change that we'd been waiting for was gone, and many lost things they cherished. Realizing this is what made me decide to join the security force. It's true that I gave up what I like, but our work will help those in Meroria live the lives they want. When I look at it that way, my sacrifice is worth it. And I'm glad they didn't turn away someone like me, who's always giving them trouble. I sometimes complain, but I know that when compared to many in the security force who've received combat training from a young age, I'm just an amateur. It'll take extensive training to turn me into a capable agent. I need to work harder.
You remind me of a fool.
Fool?
That person used to be exactly the same. They were almost tortured to death by their captain's overwhelming training and kept grumbling about quitting the security force. But they always returned to report the next day and start a new round of training. Although filled with complaints and discontent, they always did better than everyone when it was time for training and executing missions. The way of doing things that fool developed after all of that has a lot to do with their captain.
Do I know that person?
I'm not telling you. It's a secret. Maybe you did offend your Captain Fua. Anyway, let's continue to our destination. almost at my limit from all this work. I never thought I'd visit so many places today. Collecting Omnium is really exhausting and time-consuming. How did you survive doing this all the time in the past? We should head back. Alice is keeping an eye out for trouble. I'll rest here while you go get her. I'm exhausted.
Fine.
You're here, Executor.
Such a lovely voice.
Nope.
It's time. We need to head back.
Okay.
What was the song that Alice was humming?
This is my favorite song. It echoes in my mind from time to time. Whenever I'm upset, humming the melody calms me down. Whenever the ice rink plays this tune, I feel confident enough to give it my best.
You're absolutely outstanding, Alice.
No. You do me too much honor, Executor. Compared to Captain Fua and you, I'm the one that needs improving. Executor, what do you think of yourself?
Me?
Before heading out, I looked up information regarding you and found nothing but impressive records. Protecting the Asperia Tower of Fantasy, saving District 9, and many more. They are all admirable. I believe District 9 would be proud of having such an outstanding executor as you, much like how Meroria would be proud of those who have made great contributions. Years later, Meroria will still remember those like you who came to their aid. I wish I could become a hero like you. Is everything okay, Executor? Looks like you have something to tell me.
No, it's nothing.
Though, there is one thing that's really bothering me, Executor. How do you feel about your loss of memory?
Me?
It just so happens that I have a similar condition. I have a huge gap in my memory, and my head hurts every time I try to recall those memories. It's almost as if there's some sort of barrier that keeps me from remembering. Besides, Captain Fua and the others always seem to be hiding something from me, intentionally or not. It bothered me deeply at first. I really wanted to set things straight, but I thought better of it. There must be a good reason for them to keep some things from me. I don't mind it anymore, because I've decided to move on. I've decided to give my all to every training session and mission, and become the Alice that I've always envisioned myself to be. Executor, if you fail to recall those memories as well, then forge a new beginning for yourself. There will always be someone who remembers your story, old or new. At least I know your story now. It is a wonderful one, isn't it? What do you think?
Hey, you guys! I found a few super sweet fruits! Come try them!
Come on, Executor. I don't want to keep Miss Shelley waiting.
I understand.
Blue!
Thanks for the help.
Not a problem, Miss Shelley.
All right, I'm off. Oh, right. Don't worry about it, Alice. I'll talk to Saki for you. Bye.
Yes.
Alice! What a coincidence! Got a minute?
Yeah, Alicia. How can I help you?
Please cover my shift and make some rounds in the furnace core site. Please, please, please!
The furnace core site. But...
My grandma's not feeling well again, so I must rush back and take care of her.
Okay, I promise.
Thank you, you're the best! MSEC 2004 communicated with MSEC 2000. Action entries transferred.
Pickup successful.
I gotta go now. I owe you one. Dinner's on me next time.
I've never been to the furnace core site before. I'm unfamiliar with it because Captain Fua never sent me on a mission there.
I've been to the furnace core site. Let me go with you.
Oh, for real? Thank you, Executor. I appreciate it. It's my first time here at the furnace core site. Looks like we're early, Executor. Perhaps we can take a look around first. Something just occurred to me. Around the furnace core site, there's an area called Cloud Top, a place that records heroic deeds, I believe. Why don't we check it out? I've always wondered what really lies there. this should be it. So it really is true. Those who have made great contributions to Meroria are all recorded on this monument. All these deeds. They're truly something. I wonder if my name will ever be on it.
Confirming security forces' highest authority.
My finger touched the... What's going on?
Accessing database to display encrypted hidden information.
This is... Codename MSEC-002. Alice, is that me? My codename is MSEC-2000. 2000.
That's the last thing we ever wanted to see happen anyway. Alice's condition is complicated, and for a while now, we've been doing some tentative treatment, which is related to her weapon.
Weapon?
Yes, her weapon, Unyielding Wing, is powered by the user's mental energy. It's the result of cutting-edge science and technology from before the Cataclysm. That's exactly how Alice survived the battle. The weapon initiated a defense mechanism at a critical time and saved its wielder. When Alice was found, regular life monitoring devices could no longer detect her vital signs. Everyone thought Alice was gone, but the faint energy signs of Unyielding Wing kept telling us she might still survive. No one believed that Alice could make it, but we still decided to cling to the faint hope. Although on the public record, Special Forces Captain MSEC-002 was killed in the battle to defend Meroria. In private, we have never given up on her. It's only that the whole process was kept strictly confidential. This continued until she regained consciousness and stood in front of us.
Alice is still in a coma. What's going on?
It must be said that Unyielding Wing couldn't have managed to absorb enough energy to keep Alice alive without her tenacious will. In hindsight, this could also be the reason why Alice was unconscious in the first place. From the information available so far, it is speculated that the activation of this function will lead to excessive mental energy exhaustion of the user. Alice's condition is likely the result of her excessive use of Unyielding Wing in that battle. It would be more accurate to describe her condition as a mental abnormality rather than memory loss. We could never have anticipated that she would have such violent reactions.
Will she ever wake up again?
Now, her chaotic mental fluctuations are affecting her brain. If this continues, we must prepare for something worse.
Prepare for something worse?
We may really lose her this time.
What? Is there no other way?
Archon Larson, I have a proposal. Maybe I can find a cure for Alice's mental abnormality.
Oh? Yes, Miss Shirley. Go ahead, please.
When I lost my mind, Dr. Claire of Cetus Island used a method of accessing the mental world. At the time, I was in a dark place, and I found myself surrounded by the cries of ghosts. I was crying at the top of my lungs, but no one was there to answer me.